All right. Well, happy Thursday. Guess what day it is? It is Thursday, and this is our Thursday huddle, and this is our new format for Seminar 2024. So on Tuesday nights, from 7 to 8:30, we have our Tuesday night live at the beauty studio, and then on Thursdays at lunchtime, we're going to have our Thursday huddle. And Thursday huddle will be a little bit of recognition. It will be what's happening, and it's going to be a little bit of training. So I am going to just tell you right up front, I love this business because I did a pre-record this. I am on out of town right now. And so I will post all the recognition. But I wanted to make sure that I was here with you today. So the very first thing that we want to do at the beginning of a year is, goal setting. And I thought it'd be really great to talk and just kind of go over, like, how do we goal set and what does goal setting actually mean? So because if we don't have a plan and we don't have a dream and we don't have a destination, we'll never get somewhere, right? So if you are trying to get to California and you don't know where you are and you don't have a map, do you think you're ever going to get to do you think you're ever going to arrive at your destination? And of course not. So the very first thing that we want to do, we talked a little bit last week about dreaming, and so I want to have you think about, what is it if you knew that you could not fail, if you knew that you could not fail at all, and you could accomplish anything, what would you want out of your Mary Kay business? Like, why are you here? My question to you is, if it's been a hot minute, or if you haven't revisited, what had you say yes to starting your Mary Kay business? Was it that you wanted some extra cash? And what was that cash for? Because it's not the money, it's what it does for us. Is it the ability to send your child to a private school? Is it the ability to have some extra cash to pay for extracurricular activities that will be coming up in the fall, football, cheerleading, anything like that cost extra money? Would it be that you want to have one last vacation before the summer is up? Would it be that you're wanting to pay for a honeymoon or a family vacation? Or maybe you're setting money aside so you'll have a debt-free Christmas. And if you're doing that now, that's a really smart thing. So what we want to do is we want to break those numbers down. But before we get to the actual numbers, let's talk about goal setting. And so goal setting is goals are simply the means you use to reach your dreams. Goals give you a daily priority. Goals give you a vision for a brighter future. Goals nourish our spirit and they keep us going. So here are some of the reasons why most people don't set goals. And then here are some of the reasons why we do set goals. Okay. So the first thing is, most people don't set goals because they aren't sold on the benefits. They feel it's safer not to set a goal because in case they miss it, then they won't be disappointed. They fear commitment of failure. They fear commitment itself, and they fear success. They have a poor attitude or focus, and they just don't want to work. And if you just don't want to work, well, then guess what? Maybe having a Mary Kay business isn't the best thing for you. You could love this business and have a side, be a brand ambassador. But if you want a side hustle and you want to be a business owner, then yes, we want to set goals. So why set goals? Okay, because when we set goals, things happen, and goals make us feel good about ourselves. Goals provide the attitude adjustments. They help establish self-discipline and motivation. Goals give us direction and purpose, and goals help us to create good habits and patterns to follow. And a goal will eliminate others from controlling your life. Okay, so I'm going to share with you there's two things. So I always say that we want to set, and this is at the beginning. And so today is the 11th, guys. Like if you have not set your seminar goals, you've got to, excuse me, it's the 13th. So we're halfway done with July. Can you almost believe it? Like, I cannot believe it. So let's talk about, there's going to be 6 parts of a goal, but let's talk about that. When we set goals, I always set my goals and I say that they're SMART goals. So if you put SMART, they're specific, they are trackable. Okay. They are specific. So they're very detailed. It's not like I'm going to make booking calls. I'm going to make 10 booking calls today. So they're specific, they're measurable. A is achievable. R is realistic and T is time bound. So if I said that I'm going to book 2 appointments today, that is very specific. I can measure that I booked 2 appointments today. It is achievable, it's realistic, and there's a time bound because it's today. Okay. So that's how we're going to focus goals. If you just say, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do booking calls, well, that's a wish. There's not anything specific. There's not anything that's tied to, what time you're, what is going to be your specific measurable outcome, and what is, so that's just a wish. I always said that if it's not a goal, it's a wish. All right. So there's 6 parts of a goal, and I want you to write these down. And so the first part of your goal is wow. Okay. It's the excitement. You're so excited because, it's like, yes, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing for my family. I'm going to be able to send my daughter to cheerleading camp. How is then we're going to create the plan of the goal. And then now is just do it. Okay. Like Nike said, just do it. Ouch is, okay, we don't want to do it, so we're going to do it anyways. And vow is the commitment to reach the goal. Even when the going gets tough, I always said, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And then the POW is the victory. So it's wow, we're going to start with excitement. How is how are we going to, what is our plan? Now is taking action, just do it. Ouch is do it anyways, even when we don't feel like it. Vow is that recommitment to reach the goal, and POW is our victory. So let's talk about, I'm going to give you 12 steps to goal setting, and then we'll talk a little bit about a product, and we'll wrap up today's Thursday huddle. So I want you to write this down. So 12 steps to goal setting and goal achieving, because this is the time that you want to get out of the starting gate strong. Number 1, you want to write it down. If you don't know where you're going, you risk the chance of ending up somewhere you don't want to be. It's just like if you don't have that SMART goal, that specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time frame to put it on, you might not ever accomplish anything. So we must put our goals on paper. And then number 2 is mentally visualize you achieving your goal. Okay, those who can see the invisible can do the impossible. So I want you to draw a mental picture of what you're going to do and the actions that you're going to take to get that. So if you said, you know what, I'm going to earn the use of my very first Mary Kay car, then I want you to close your eyes and I want you to see yourself in the driver's seat of that. I want you to see yourself going to the dealership. I want you to have the excitement of who's going to be with you at the dealership, who's going to be there when you sign your name, and who's going to be there to celebrate you and take the pictures, and what is your license plate going to say? And where are you going to go when you drive off the lot at the dealers? And who are you going to go see? I want you to mentally visual that. And then number 3 is an action plan. Okay, guys, we're going to break your goal down, and we will, and that's going to allow us to have, benchmarks. So we can have action plans. So for instance, we've got the Queen's Court of Sales, right? And there is the tracking form. And I sent that out email on last Tuesday, and it's also posted in our Facebook group, and it's posted in boards, but it gives you a track to run on. So if you've got a goal and you want to qualify for Mary Kay's Queen's Court of Sales, we want to break that sales goal. So it's 40,000 retail. That's 20,000 wholesale. So if I was going to break it down into goals and I wanted to look at that, then I would go ahead and I would say 20,000 divided by 12 is going to give me that I'm going to need $1,666 in sales a month. Okay. And so if I'm going to divide that by a week, then it's going to be that I want to sell $417 a week, $417 a week. So if I was going to do that and I was doing $50 a face, that would basically be 8 faces a week. Okay. So that would be my goal. And if I was going to have an average of a hostess plus 3, that would be 2 parties a week. And then I would break that goal down into, okay, if I have to hold 2 parties a week, then I have to book 4 to 5 parties to hold to keep those 2 parties on my books a week. So that would equal, that's how we're going to break that goal down. Does that make sense? And if I decided I was going to work 5 days a week and I wanted a daily sales goal, I would take that 417, I would divide it by 5. And then my daily sales goal would be $84. And so $84 doesn't sound like a lot to sell every single day if I'm going and having conversations with people, sharing this business, sharing this opportunity. I made a delivery today, and then when I made that delivery, in fact, it was getting some product exchange, and I sat down with my customer, and she was having lunch with her sister, and she bought the miracle set and hydrogel eye patches from me. And so, that right there is like, I made I'm more than made my daily sales goal for the day. And so if you do it consistently and you track that number, a tracked number grows. So you want to know what is the end game, and then you want to decide, how many days in a week, in a month, are you going to work? Because you might decide that, you know what, Lisa, I don't want to work 5 days a week. And so if you took that, figure and you had that $417 and you were going to work 3 days a week, then you would divide it by 3, and that you would be selling $138, $139, $140 a day. So you can create that. So your plan has to be specific to you. And I want you to, it's the day by day, day-to-day activities, day in, day out, day over, that make people successful. It's not what happens in the ring. It's what happens if you are a boxer or a fighter. It's all the preparation ahead of time. Number 3 was your action plan. Number 4 is to review your goals and plan on a regular basis. Because when we have a clear focus on our goal and a regular basis, then we can make choices that will support that goal rather than distract you. So if you don't even know what your goal is and it's not front and center, then you may get a phone call and someone will say, "Hey, girl, let's go to lunch." And you're going, "Okay, that sounds fun. Let's go to lunch." Or on Saturday, "Oh, let's do that." Well, you know what? If I have a goal and I'm a dog on a bone goal, then I would say, you know what? I have this goal, but you know what? Once I get my $140 in sales today, I can go to lunch with you. So until I do that, I can't go to lunch with you. And so they may decide that they want to buy the $140 from you right then and there. Okay. Number 5 is commit to your plan. Focus. Focus means follow one course until successful. And not you focus on your plan, not the problems. Be a problem solver. Look at your glass half full, not half empty, and then get started. And sometimes I will tell you, getting started is the hardest part of any job. So the moment you have that energy and you have that momentum and you're moving forward, oh my gosh, you can go forward. And 7 is be proactive. Proactive people take responsibility for their business. They don't blame others for what happens. They make things happen. Okay. Proactive people create options for themselves, and they have the freedom to exercise those options. So I want you to be a proactive person, not reactive, because when we're reactive, then you're at the cause of and the effect of something else. And 8 is identify the people you need to work with to achieve your goal. You cannot reach your goal without the help of others. Okay. So every month, you want to rewrite your job description based on your goal for the month and who the key players are going to be. And so that means, have you made a new list? Who are you going to be booking? What are you going to, what booking hostess program and booking incentives are you going to have? How will you, when will you schedule those into your calendar to make those booking calls? And so that is part of working your plan and creating that plan, is knowing when you want to work. And that way you can honor your time and your commitments. And number 9, that's in the 12 steps of goal setting and goal achieving, is take risk. I heard an amazing training today by Craig Rochelle, and I'm going to share and teach from it. But he was talking about how to strategically, we have to strategically risk huge, and we have to be willing to fail and fail big in order to win big. And so I love that. And so John Maxwell, who's one of the most amazing leadership gurus, I think, that has ever walked this planet, has said that when someone starts a business venture, they are risk takers. Should they lose that edge, they can become caretakers. And if they continue in that mode, their business will soon be an undertaker. Okay. So we want to start out and be a risk taker. We want to learn how to step out of our comfort zone and start with baby steps and gradually move, past and away from status quo. 10 is be mentally tough. Mentally tough. Okay. Mentally tough. Because most people don't achieve their goals because of the 6 inches between our heads. We let fear, we let doubt, we let them stop us. Fear is like a poison. It's like a cancer. It's just awful. It kills your dreams. And remember, she who fears is to encounter the one. She who fears to encounter the one must not expect to obtain the other. Okay, so we just have to be mentally tough. And here's what I know: when we ask someone and they tell us no, it has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with what's happening in their world. And so we have to know that whose we are. And I believe that we get our self-esteem. I get my self-esteem from the word of the Lord. It's not what other people speak over us. It's what I'm going to stand on the word of God. The word of God says that I'm whole, perfect, and complete. The word of God says that I am the child of the Most High King. The word of God says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. The word of God says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And that, what I can do, you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. And God, and the word says that for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And so that's where we've got to be mentally tough, and we've got to be just know that when we're saying those affirmations, and it's who you be. There are circles in life, and so they're like be, do, have. And have, do, be. So most of the world is doing, so they can have something, so they can finally be somebody. That will never work. So in the world of, then we have a circle here, that's who we be. And out of our beingness and out of our mental picture of us becomes our action. So this is be, this is do, this is our actions. They're congruent with our view. And then this is what we will then have. So it's be, do, have. Mentally tough. 11, never lose that burning desire. The, enthusiasm, it means in theos, and that means God within. In theos means in God within. And then the last in enthusiasm is IASM, and that means I'm sold myself. So you've got to be sold. You've got to be excited. You've got to have that burning desire, because when you have that burning desire, you're contagious and other people want to be around you. And then the 12th step of goal setting is never, ever, ever, ever give up. The date may need to change, but the goal never should. People may come and people may go, but you know what? And some people, actually let their dreams die at the age of 30, but they never get buried until the age of 80. How sad is that? And so I don't want you to get stuck in your past, and I don't want you to get stuck in the future of just not ever being. So the only thing you have today is the present, the present. God, the present is a present that God has given us, and that is today. And so, used to be's, if we're living in the past, don't make money, and looking ahead and not taking action, you don't make money. Looking ahead used to be, you're not living into your gifting. You're not living into your dream. If you're living in the future, and you've got to be present. Okay, so J.C. Penney, who created J.C. Penney, says, give me a stock clerk with a goal, and I'll show you a man who will make history. Give me a man without a goal, and I'll show you a stock clerk. Okay, so I just want you to know that our goals should be focused on building people. Mary Kay gave us this amazing company and gave us this opportunity to be able to pass it on and to be able to transform lives and to be able to give people hope and to be able to give people love and a safe place to be supported. So I want you to focus on people. I don't want you to focus on the production. I don't want you to go into a party and think about, oh my gosh, how can I sell somebody? How much can I sell? Because if you go into a party and you think, how much can I sell? Girl, you're not going to sell nothing, because it's going to come across. But if you go into a party and you have an attitude of gratitude and you're thankful and you're there to serve those people and you are there to be present and not in your head trying to think of what you have to say that is the perfect thing to say it, you, my friend, are going to just rock your parties. And so I want you to think about I want you to focus on taking care of people, because when we serve other people, then that's what matters. And then we're going to put goal posters everywhere. So if you have an old goal poster from last year and it's still sitting in your office, girl, take it down, go redo it. There's something mental about it. When we see last year's goal poster and we didn't do anything about it, then our brain goes, look, you didn't do anything about it last year. What do you think you're going to do about it this year? So with that being said, I want you to create a new goal poster. You can put your goal poster on your phone. There's so many graphic things out there now. We don't have to cut out pictures and make goal posters anymore. It's so much easier. And then I want you to know that everything is subject to change except your principles, except the principles that Mary Kay was built on: God first, family second, career third. And I want you to know that I want you to take your goal, no matter how big or how small, and I want you to break it down into those bite-sized pieces. And then I want you to get a tracking system. And we're gonna start breaking all of this down. And I want you to get a tracking system, and I want you to track, and I want you to be honest with yourself. And if all of a sudden you set this huge, hairy, I call it a BHAG goal, big, huge, audacious goal, a BHAG goal, big, hairy, audacious goal. If you set this BHAG goal and you know that you are not willing to put in the time to get this goal to come to fruition, and you know what, you might not want to set a year goal right now for Seminar 2024. Maybe you want to set a quarterly goal, or because everything changes in people's lives every 90 days. So maybe you just want to focus like, okay, this is July. Where am I going to be at the end of July? Where am I going to be at the end of August? And where do you want to be at the end of September? So if you said September, then the best way then would be to back that up and to have those benchmark goals so that you can be able to hit those goals. So a woman who succeeds has a goals program. She fixes her course and adheres to it. She lays her plan and executes them. She goes straight to the goal. She knows where she wants to go, and she is confident that she's going to get there. You love that she loves what she is doing, and she loves the journey, and that's leading her to her goal. She's bubbling over with enthusiasm and is filled with zeal, and joy, and excitement, and enthusiasm. And this, my friend, is the woman who succeeds. So I want you to know that this is your time. This is your time. It is the 13th. Mary Kay said, be part of the Din Din Club. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Now is the time. Okay. And I'm going to give you a little selling idea. and I'm going to be sharing this with you as well. But I am doing a product of the month. So I want you to think about this seminar year. You could do a product of the month. My goal is to build my customers deep and wide, like lots of customers using lots of product, lots of customers using lots of product. And so if we start off with skincare, then what other products can we get them on so that they're using Mary Kay head to toe? And then my question to you, and this is going to be in your face, are you using your Mary Kay head to toe? Because if you're not, my friend, you're not going to be a great beauty consultant. And you can't sell what you're not using. So I will tell you, when I joined Mary Kay, I have not used another perfume that's not Mary Kay in 26 years. I use a shaving cream. I use body lotion. I use everything that we have. And at one time when we had shampoo, I even used shampoo, even when it wasn't that good. But I used it anyways, because I had to be in integrity and I had to be good with myself. So my question to you is, what do you have in your bathroom? If you have anything in your bathroom that is not Mary Kay, girl, I'm asking you, you got to go throw it away. Give it away, throw it away. If you can't give it away, if you can't throw it away, then give it to somebody. And do not go and buy another product at the grocery store or at the department store that is not Mary Kay. Because why would you have somebody else's lipstick? Why would you have somebody else's eye color? Why would you have anybody else's skincare? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait until Mary Kay comes back with suntan lotion, because that is driving me crazy. I love their suntan lotion, and they are in the works of putting that back in. But I do use our blue gel, and I use everything here, but I am missing our suntan lotion. But you can buy suntan lotion because we don't have suntan lotion for your arms. But you know what? Body lotion? Nope. Targeted action toning lotion. So we're going to start doing small bit training. And I just encourage you, set your goals, have fun. And I am going to tell you that those that show up go up. So this time on Thursday, our Thursday huddle, 12 to 12:30 may work for you, may not. I decided if someone went to lunch from 11:30 to 12:30, guess what? They could watch this. If they went to lunch from 11 to 12, they could watch it on the way home. If they have lunch from 12 to 1, you can watch this. If you know what, whatever is important to you, you will make happen. And it's called integrity, and it's called being a woman of your word. And in order for you to be successful in life, and in order for you to be successful in anything, it's called personal responsibility. You're the one that has to suit up and show up and go up. As much as I believe in you, I can't have you win. I can coach you. I can pray for you. I can love on you, but I can't do the work for you. Now I can work alongside of you, but you have to do the work, the and then some. So I pulled this out. I love this. This is Prayers to Share, 100 Pass Along Notes for Believing Bigger by Marshawn Evans Daniel. So I'm going to leave this thought with you today. I opened it up, and this was what I opened today. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect. It says, you're ready for this season. Today, I've asked God to give you a trusting heart as He guides you in the way you should go, with boldness, decisiveness, expectancy, and surrender. If you wait for the perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. Ecclesiastes 11:4. God rarely performs miracles in perfect conditions. Marshawn Evans Daniels. So if you want something great, I have this book that's called Believing Bigger, 100 Days to Believing Bigger. And then this is 100 Prayers to Believing Bigger. And so I want you to believe bigger this year. I want you to do bigger. I want you to dream bigger. I want you to throw your heart over the bar. I want you to work. I want you to have the life that God intended for you to have. And I, my friend, believe in you. Have a terrific, thankful, grateful Thursday.